Us with a new week. Sorry, I was taken aback there. I couldn't see because I had my old man reading glasses on. It was kind of blurry looking across the room. I thought Alexis was about to turn up a bottle of whiskey or something, but it's some pure tea.
Yeah, it's some tea.
Mm-hmm.
Whiskey would be nice though. Start Monday off, right?
Yeah.
Really?
You know what? Let's just get the week on a roll.
I know. Let's do it.
There's a bottle of something you brought a long time ago in there.
I thought we threw that out. Oh.
No, there's.
You better not throw liquor out.
Oh, I thought it was gone. I thought we got rid of that because nobody was.
No.
I didn't even know why we had it.
Because we made Irish coffees one day.
Oh, that's right. Okay. I forgot about that.
We got some patties in here.
What is Patty's?
That's the
Irish
brand.
whiskey.
Okay.
Oh.
Patty.
Well, at least it doesn't sound like it's an Irish whiskey. Patties.
We got quite a day going here in the
Patties.
Ace and TJ facility. We get water's out, the air conditioning's out in here. It's temperature is steady climbing.
Well, the water, there was a pipe that was leaking under the sink in the other room, and that was a while back. I thought it had been.
I did
fixed,
too.
but I guess the pipe didn't get fixed, and then so the water's turned off so nobody can flood that room in there. But they were supposed to fix the air conditioner Friday. I was handling it personally, which is odd that it didn't get handled because usually. But no, they told me the nice lady said, "Yeah, we'll get that." And I said, "Do I need to go up there and wait for them to be?" She goes, "Not if you don't mind that they're in there." I said, "Oh, I don't care." Because it's a company, they do the work for all the buildings that the people own.
There's a lot of dirt in
And
here.
then-
It appears like somebody's been in here.
Yeah,
There's a lot of dirt.
maybe they had to order a part. Maybe that's what it was.
They couldn't let us know.
Oh, but dirt as in like where it fell out of the ceiling down
Yeah, it's
onto the
just stuff
desks
all over
and all
the
that.
place. Like maybe stuff
Yeah.
blew around, or they had the
Or
vents
maybe
open or something. I don't know.
Because they were standing on it. Maybe had dirt on their
let's just-
shoes or something.
Let's just
But-
pack it in and go home.
Hey, I'm for that.
It's gonna
Let's
get
do
warm.
it.
all
It's gonna
for
get
that.
warm.
I'm loving that
Nobody
idea.
really needs us.
And I'm wearing a cool morning shirt, which would still be cool by the time I left today to be able to change shirts as it gets warm in the afternoon.
Same.
But thank goodness I checked my backpack and I do have an extra, just a T-shirt in there.
Well, I was just worried about that too because I have a hoodie on and I only have a sports bra underneath. I'm like, well, that's not going to work.
No, it's not.
Look how quickly right there. No, it's not gonna work.
But Reagan's
gonna
reminded
work.
me we might have an old T-shirt back there. So I'll probably wear that. Would be extra, extra large.
I
But
say sports bra. I mean, I'm trying to get the views up. I mean,
Let's see what's trending.
It's not the news, it's more important. Now trending with Riggins on the Ace and TJ Show.
happy National Pigs in a Blanket Day. Nothing wrong with that.
Come
Pigs
on.
in a blanket
There's nothing wrong with
Ooh.
pigs in a blanket anytime.
I had some of those over the weekend.
Did
They're
you?
delicious.
at a restaurant.
No, it was a friend's baby shower. It's
I haven't had pigs in a blanket in a long time, but man, they're good.
That's a good baby shower snack
a good
thing.
little appetizer.
That is a good baby shower
finger
snack.
food.
Yeah.
It's unpretentious. It's like,
Absolutely.
we're not going to do tartar. We got pigs in a blanket. How about that?
Nice.
I appreciate that. So happy National Pigs in a Blanket Day. Skrillex is the top trending topic at the moment. He was the closer at last night's final night of Coachella, the music festival. And I was watching some videos and I forgot how awful that music is. I mean, it is so bad. But it was so hot for a long time. That kind of industrial dubstep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked
music.
it for a while.
I was watching, and they were loving it. I mean, the crowd absolutely ate it up. And the reason Skrillex was there in the first place is because Frank Ocean pulled out as the headliner after a pretty underwhelming performance the weekend before. So Skrillex was there, and he's like, "Listen, just set up my booth, set up my turntables, and I'll go crazy." And the kids loved it. They did. They enjoyed it very much. But I forgot how bad that music is. But certainly my favorite story of the day, and this is sad because there's families involved, but the CEO of NBC Universal, Jeff Shell, who made $22 million last year, that was his salary, has stepped away as CEO of the company because he had an inappropriate relationship with a CNBC anchor named Hadley, who's super cute, but it looks like a lot like his wife. And this guy looks like a foot. I mean, if you took the ugliest foot, the worst haircut, and just put them together, you have Jeff Shell. So you gave up a $21 million salary so you could have an affair with some CNBC anchor, and now you look like a boob in front of the world.
Yeah.
And you've betrayed your family. I mean, and you're the CEO of NBC. You dummy. You dummy.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
He's making $22 million a year.
You're a dumb idiot, and that dumb haircut doesn't do you any favors. You look like a goober. I love it. Can't get enough of it. So he had to put out a statement and say it was, inappropriate relationship. I don't think he has any kids, thank God. But this poor wife, who's a pretty lady, has to deal with the consequences. Hopefully, she gets a lot of money out of him.
Yeah, I think if you're the
Cut
money
the
he's
check.
been knocking down probably for quite a few years to get to that level of NBC.
Take him to the cleaners. I don't
she's
know
gonna
anything
be-
about him.
She's going to be okay.
Yeah, I'm sure he's a dunce.
Maybe they reconcile. Who knows?
Ew, look
Yeah,
at
maybe
his neck.
Hey,
Gross.
Google this guy's haircut. I've
He
never
is
seen a worse
ugly.
haircut on a man. I mean, it's ridiculous. But she's very pretty, so I get the temptation. But those are just a few things that are now trending.
I was surprised when I saw Skrillex was trending over Morgan Wallen because Morgan Wallen is everywhere this morning because he canceled his show last night. At 5 minutes before showtime, he canceled. Said, I don't have a voice. I can't sing.
I saw him fall on stage the other
Yeah,
night.
TikTok is full of people who are like, I traveled 10 hours for this show. We drove from Tampa to Ole Miss because we couldn't get tickets and all this kind of stuff. 64,000 people, and he canceled 5 minutes before, said he hadn't had a voice all day.
Yeah, he was on hand Friday night or Thursday night. One of the nights he was there to watch LSU beat Ole Miss in baseball.
Yeah.
Which they did 3 nights in a row. They swept them.
Yeah, and then he performed Saturday night, sold out, and then came back to perform Sunday night and just said he doesn't have a voice, couldn't go.
Where was it?
In Vaught Hemingway, the football stadium at Ole Miss. So 64,000 people. Everybody went home sad last night. Wow. Check this out for a second. See if you can figure out what this is. Wait until you hear what that is. It is wild. And it happened at a school. Next.
It's a radio show, it's a podcast, and it's a TV show. Watch the Ace and TJ show anytime. Just search for Ace TJ TV on YouTube. More of the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show is coming up. Miss any part of today's show? Don't. Just download it wherever you get podcasts. This is the Ace and TJ radio show and podcast.
Don't forget, you can always watch the show on YouTube, including the Extra Funny podcast, which airs live. And we'll have the full show back on live. But our YouTube channel, Ace TJ TV, if you want to check that out, or all the other great stuff we're putting up every day. That includes today a new edition of TJ and Jody's House, which will be live at 11 Eastern on our YouTube channel. So this happened last month at a pep rally in Desert Hills Middle School, Kennewick, Washington. And this is about to blow your mind. Students and teachers competed against each other in a contest where they licked marshmallow cream off a plexiglass window. These are middle schoolers. These strips of cream were placed at the exact same location on either side of the window, so it looked like teachers and students were licking each other at the school pep rally. This is some students who filmed it reacting with disgust like everybody else was. Now they're middle schoolers, so that's the way they're.
It looked pretty gross.
But who? At what point did none of the teachers think, hey, wait a minute, this is A, middle school, and B, inappropriate no matter what school we're in? They're like, well,
Hindsight, you know.
They've got plexiglass. Well, you just look at that and think, we don't need to have it appear anytime as if students and teachers are licking each other.
Yeah, it's not a
That
good
shouldn't
look.
happen.
Oh, you've never made a mistake?
Thank you, Rob.
Good one.
One more little school thing, and I have a feeling that there are a lot of people who of a certain generation who might think, this is not as bad as it seems. There's a school bus driver who's been fired. Riggins, where is he? I forgot where he is.
That I don't know.
But anyway.
Colorado.
Colorado. He's been fired because he's driving elementary school kids on the bus, and he's trying to make a point to them, you need to be in your seat, and you need to sit down. So listen to this. This is the camera of the bus.
To be in your seat. You guys want to see how dangerous that is? Do you get that? That's why you need to be in your seat.
He brake checks them, and all the kids go slamming into the front of the seat, slam into the back of the seat in front of them, and now they fired him. And some parents are all in an uproar.
It's just trying to teach him a life lesson.
Yeah, I mean, no, they're charging him with child abuse.
Are they really?
30 counts of child abuse.
Oh my God.
They said one of the kids was bleeding on his cheek, and you can watch the security. I mean, they put cameras in all the school buses, but 30 counts of child abuse. That is no joke. To me, I thought the same thing. I thought, come on, it's like you jostle
And
him a
these
little bit,
kids,
but
you
they
know-
said one of the kids was bleeding. I don't know.
It didn't look like they hit that hard. Look, he
No,
just
it
tapped the
didn't.
brake real fast to throw him forward to try to make a point. So you can see on the security footage, they all kind of go forward and hit and again, the seats are all padded. So
Oh,
they
they're
hit
fine.
the seat in front of him. I thought the same thing. I didn't see it as being that big a deal. Like maybe he gets a reprimand or something, but
Yeah.
I get the point he was trying to make.
They are elementary school kids, and it makes a difference when you see them in their little parkas and their little lunch boxes. If it was a high school soccer team, you go, yeah, sit down, shut up.
Yeah.
But they're little kids. I think that probably didn't look good, but they said one of the kids was bleeding on his face.
Yeah.
It made me change my opinion because
My parents would have said, "Are you okay?"
Yeah.
And then I would have said, "Sure, yeah, I'm fine." They would say, "Were you one of them standing up?"
Yep.
Yeah.
Because if you were, and I clearly heard him say, "Sit down," and you're still standing up, then I would have gotten a whooping when I got home too.
I think child abuse, it's sad. I mean, that's like, he abused children? I don't know. That seems
Excessive.
harsh. Yes.
And finally today, with Delicious Audio, we go to Southern Indiana. It's a sad day because a town in Southern Indiana is very upset. After 71 years, their local drugstore is closing. The owner says it's tough for small businesses to stay afloat in this kind of economy. And you're going to hear from a couple of loyal customers. And one of the owners of the store, her name is Katie Beckert, talking about the store closing. Well, Katie Beckert is her married name. Her maiden name is Katie Butt. Yeah, that's the family name, Butt, B-U-T-T, and the store is called Butt Drugs.
What more fun can you get than having a butt shake on a Saturday afternoon?
Butt was the given name, so you make it what it is. Have fun with it. The small independence we can't sustain when we're at their mercy. Even though this kind of feels like a premeditated funeral, we want to look at it as a celebration of life because there's not too many businesses that have actually been here for 3 generations.
So they just leaned into it. Butt shakes, butt burgers, butt everything. It was butt everything at Butt Drugs, including one of their classic jingles from a radio commercial they had.
At Butt Drugs, they love Butt Drugs. Ba-ba-ba-Butt Drugs. Ba-ba-ba-Butt Drugs.
Oh, Lord.
You tell me you're not going to be singing that the rest of the day. Butt Drugs. Butt Drugs.
Butt
Yeah.
drugs.
And it all had to go away because of changes in insurance reimbursement.
Yeah.
for 'em.
And
That's why they had to shut down.
that is 100% real.
Love butt drugs.
Butt Drugs.
It's
It's
fun.
my favorite type of drugs.
No way I wouldn't go get
Everybody
butt
loves
drugs.
Butt Drugs. Right?
I have to use butt drugs.
Yeah, you do.
You do have to use Butt Drugs, don't you, TJ?
The famous butt shake. Wow. I mean, I'm glad she can laugh about it because that must have been a tough life in school. I mean, Katie Butt.
Yeah, your last name is Butt.
That's tough.
Yeah. Katie Butt was her name. Now it's Katie Butt Beckford. There is an epidemic when it comes to weddings. It is bad. It is getting worse. But finally, we have a name for it. Next.
From the Calotren Studios, this is the Ace and TJ Show. Find out more about Calotren at acetj.com/weight loss. Just you and us. This is Ace TJ 5G.
So there will be a new episode of TJ and Jody's House today on our Ace and TJ networks and YouTubes and podcasts and all. And Sweet Dreams Mattress and Furniture is the sponsor of TJ and Jody's House. And we tell you all the time, when you need furniture for your bedroom or your living room, then Sweet Dreams Mattress and Furniture has beautiful, beautiful stuff at great prices with wonderful service. And we also tell you all the time how great the people are at Sweet Dreams Mattress and Furniture, and that is displayed this Saturday from 4 to 7 in the p.m. They're going to have Concert for a Cure, and the money raised will benefit the research for a cure for EB, which is a condition that makes your person's skin very, very thin and painful. It's a lot of times referred to as the butterfly disease because it's a thinning of the skin that's so uncomfortable. So they're raising money for that. It's going to be a great time at their location on 638 River Highway in Mooresville. Going to be out in the parking lot and all that. And Jody and I will be there. I'm pretty sure we're going to be there. So whatever you need as far as mattresses and box springs and living room furniture, all that, it's at Sweet Dreams Mattress and Furniture. Go see them at any of their locations. Go to acetj.com/mattress. Sounds like a sweet deal to me.
I am here today to clear up the miscommunication that we've had on this show for a long time. Maybe it's not miscommunication. Maybe I'm defending TJ in some manner because over the weekend, my wife and I decided, you know what? We're going to look at these two options and see which show we're going to choose to kind of get into. The options were Succession, which is kind of where I was leaning, or The Last of Us. Let me tell you what. The Last of Us is highly overrated. It is not that great a show.
Oh, it's so good.
You're allowed to be wrong about something.
It's okay, but it's not great.
No, it's incredible.
Real
Yeah, no,
slow.
it's a great show.
It's Amanda loved it, and she went ahead and watched the whole season. And I would watch an episode here. I watched the first 3 episodes with her over the course of a couple of days. It was like I'm checking out of this.
So maybe it's an age thing.
This doesn't mean anything to me. Yeah. It's just slow. It doesn't work for me on any level. Like you kind of see what's and a lot of stuff that is left out. Like, how do they brush their teeth?
That's what I
Well,
mean.
I think they're glossing over unimportant details like how they
Right.
brush their teeth.
Yeah, but the thing is that I get people coming down on me, Ace, because they don't understand how I can know something before I even have to watch a minute of something. I know that I would hate that.
And
I know that I would hate that show.
And to be fair, Amanda's not a zombie person, and it's not really that much of a zombie show. Although there's a lot when it's zombie, it's a lot of zombie.
Yeah, I'm not a zombie person either, and I loved it.
Yeah, I thought it was okay. It wasn't terrible. It wasn't great. It was just okay. But people calling it the greatest TV show of all time? Stop.
Yeah, that's just dumb.
It's not even in the ballpark of some of the great TV shows of all time.
Yeah, it can even. Only has to have any type of connection with the word zombie, and I'm gonna say that's not good.
Yeah, I just thought. Well, watching it, I was thinking, man, this is highly overrated, way overrated.
Zombies.
And that's what they were, right? They were zombies in that show.
They don't call them zombies.
No.
What do they call them?
The infected, right?
Yeah, infected. Clickers is another one.
Oh.
Yeah.
And you don't like it either, Riggins, do you?
But it's not because of the I didn't like they killed that kid in the first episode. It just bummed me out. But I got roasted for it.
I just didn't think the show's all that great. Yeah.
Ace TJ 5G.
Then there's a couples shower, and then there's, well, the one you went to that time, Riggins, where there was a whole weekend of
It was
activities.
a field day.
Yeah.
They were going to have a field day. In
Literally a
Baltimore.
field day.
A field day. Water balloon toss and egg races and 3-legged races.
And was that the day before the wedding?
Yeah.
Okay.
And they said, you're on the blue team. I said, I bet I'm not.
I knew a one-legged racist one time.
Is that right?
So
Look.
We're going to have 3-legged racists. No, races, not racists.
It's different.
in that case, when you went up, that was with your girlfriend at the time.
Yeah.
And so there was a full day of activities before the wedding day.
Yeah.
What else was there other stuff that she had been involved in? Because she was in that wedding.
She was in the wedding, so I just had to, be part of it. The reception and then multiple bridal showers before it. And then, the full day, the day before on that Friday. A full day of day activities and then dinner afterwards.
After the activities?
Yeah.
And then the bachelorette party.
Yeah, the bachelorette party.
So she had two showers, the bachelorette party, a field day with dinner afterwards, then the wedding, and the reception.
And then a meal after the next day. wasn't a brunch. It was like a late lunch.
Okay, so the next afternoon,
Like on
everybody
Sunday.
Everybody had a big lunch before they took off for their honeymoon or something.
Yeah, instead of like allowing people to get back on the road to go home, they're like, no, midday lunch. I mean, it was like crazy.
That's a great example of the wedding sprawl. I just like the fact that it's got a name now. We know how to refer to it.
Yeah.
The wedding sprawl. So, but how crazy can it get? I mean, how many things have you been expected to be a part of because you were in the wedding? Now, whether or not you went to all of them or participated in all of them is not the point. It's the numbers of things you were expected to do or be involved in. I can't say enough good things about a destination wedding.
Yeah.
When we were just, going to the beach, it was us, my son, Amanda's stepdad, mom, and brother, in, out, done. See it. It was fantastic.
Well, I told y'all last week the wedding that happened in my family back in Louisiana. My brother-in-law Chuck's son got married. They did the rehearsal on Friday morning, late morning. They had the rehearsal lunch right after that, and then they had the wedding Friday afternoon and the reception immediately following.
So they went
all
like
in one day.
Yeah.
That's cool.
That is good, but tired.
You go right from lunch and let's go to go like rest for about an hour, change clothes, we'll meet back here at 6. Yeah.
And they say it was a really nice reception and everything. Yeah. It was really
good for them.
And then you have the whole weekend. You got Saturday and Sunday. Do whatever you want.
Sunday. So at the Ace TJ show, we've already got one lady that told us about all the different things that she was expected to attend at. And the expense is what gets me.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Thousands of dollars.
Yeah. How crazy can the wedding sprawl get next?
Don't miss the Extra Funny podcast coming up at 9 Eastern, live on the Ace and TJ app, or download anytime wherever you get podcasts. More Ace and TJ coming up.
And say, well, who cares? Listen, nobody cares about the Kentucky Derby, but the parties that go along with it are fantastic. The rooftop derby party at Fahrenheit is awesome. Saturday, May 6th, starts at 4 from 4 to 7 because the Kentucky Derby doesn't actually air until late in the evening. But 2 drink tickets, Derby cocktails featuring Woodford Reserve, complimentary Woodford whiskey tasting, drink specials, past appetizers, raffle prizes, a pig picking, and a DJ, and great spots to view the race. And it's all happening at Fahrenheit, 21 stories above the city, where they have the best drinks, the best food, the best atmosphere, the best people. You can't go wrong. So go to FahrenheitCharlotte.com to reserve your spot for their rooftop derby party. FahrenheitCharlotte.com.
Love pig picking.
Yep.
Yeah.
I love it way more than I was going to tweet something over the weekend. Ribs are overrated. Ribs are overrated. But then I quickly typed that into Twitter, and like 100 people have already tweeted that before. So I decided not to do it. But I genuinely believe that. Ribs are very overrated. Not enough meat.
I would disagree because I don't have ribs that often. And when I do, they're always so delicious.
Baby back ribs.
Yeah.
Oh, even the beef ribs are really good. Those are my favorite.
Every time I have them, I wonder, why don't I do this more often? Why don't I eat these more often? They're so good.
See, I've just never been crazy about it. But kind of in the same vein, BuzzFeed asked their readers to talk about the most overrated movies of all time. And I thought the list was pretty interesting. Here are the most overrated movies of all time, according to the internet. Shawshank Redemption, The Dark Knight.
What?
I know, I love The Dark Knight.
Yeah, me too.
Titanic, also loved it.
Yep.
But this is interesting. Ferris Bueller's Day Off, I get that one. It is overrated. It's okay, but it's not something I want to rewatch a bunch. Frozen, the kids' movie.
It's a good one.
Gravity, you like Frozen?
I love Frozen.
Really? Gravity, that one is overrated. I didn't enjoy that the first time.
That's with Sandra Bullock.
Yeah.
She looks really good in that.
La La Land.
Of course.
That one sucks.
It's a musical. Who cares?
Yeah. Forrest Gump, also a good one. Way overrated. Forrest Gump, very overrated.
See, I don't think so on that one.
I think it's incredible.
It's a great movie.
Very overrated. The Notebook, which I never saw.
I haven't
I
seen
love
it. I
that
don't know.
movie.
It's so good.
I love it. I don't think it's overrated.
You don't think?
No.
And then the top, can you guess the most overrated movie of all time according to the internet?
A Christmas Story or whatever that one is.
No, I know you've said that. That didn't even make the list. But I agree with you. It does not deserve the hype. It's Avatar.
Oh, yeah.
The most overrated movie of all time. I get that.
Yeah, I can
I've
see
never seen it. I don't know.
You never saw Avatar?
No.
Was Beloved highly rated? If so, that should be it.
Ace TJ 5G. Here's what's new today from the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show.
TJ and Jody's house. That podcast happens live 11 Eastern on the Ace and TJ app and on our YouTube channel, Ace TJ TV, then posted afterwards, both on our YouTube channel and everywhere you download podcasts. That, the Extra Funny podcast, and more, all available today from the Ace and TJ show. We were talking about wedding sprawl. Wedding sprawl is when there are so many events surrounding a wedding that it tends to get out of hand. And this a lady sent us a message, said, "Anonymous, please. I have a friend who's been in several weddings. She was obligated to go on a cruise for one bachelorette party, Nashville for another, Florida for another. She spends a lot of her salary helping her friends get married. She talks about the various showers, stock the bar, pantry, the garden/yard shower, and that's in addition to the traditional showers given by the families." So you're telling me somebody's having a wedding and the couple has their traditional, their wedding shower, and then there's a stock the bar party shower and a pantry shower, let's say. So that's 3 right there that you've got to go to. She goes, they also have special clothes they have to wear to each event. So there must be a required attire, like one would be, black tie, and another would be, like a tea party or something? I don't know what it might be.
But I saw a woman in the New York Post today who said that if people don't show up wearing black to her wedding, security is going to turn them away and not even let them in the church.
What?
Yeah. So they do have these things with dress codes. I just wonder when, maybe copyright ATJ Inc., you're just going to do a virtual shower where you just go on and say, hey, Amazon us these things for our house. We're not having a party or anything. Just send us this.
We'll save the
stuff.
hassle.
Yeah. Send us all these kitchen supplies. You don't have to come to a party.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Send me these, ladies say, send me these drawers, and we don't have to have a lingerie shower.
Boom, done.
Yeah.
She says the worst part is the friend that had the most extravagant wedding, marriage didn't last a year. They split up after less than a year.
That's sad.
Would that make you angry that you say she'd gone to this a cruise for a bachelorette party and 2 different showers, and then she's got all of these requirements for the rehearsal and the rehearsal dinner and all that stuff. So by that she spent thousands of dollars, and they don't even make it a year. Are you mad at them? I need
a refund.
I don't think I could be mad at them because you did go through a divorce. Obviously, something really bad happened.
And the signs are there already, because a lot of people say that the more extravagant everything has to be, then the more you're taking away from having to focus on each other as a couple. Like you're lacking something. You're not as excited about the marriage as you are the events that go on around a wedding. So that's why a lot of times the most elaborate things don't last very long.
That's a good point.
They settle down and realize, hey, we were more interested in the events than we were in really having a life with each other, and this isn't working.
We really don't like each other all that much. Mm-hmm. Is that couple you went to in Baltimore, Riggins, are they still married as far as you know?
I believe so.
Oh, well, that's good. Glad to hear it.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't care though. Yeah. I mean, like, I made the choice to go on a cruise and I'll do all that stuff. I wouldn't care if they got divorced.
I'd be sad for them. I'm not getting mad at them though, because obviously that wasn't their intention, was to go through all this trouble and then split up a year later.
You can't force people to go on a cruise. It's ridiculous.
And it's so opposite from, like, say, Rob. It was telling us he believes by the end of the year, would it be fair to say, Rob, by the end of the year you believe we'll be married, but y'all just go to the courthouse and get married and have a party afterwards with some karaoke?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, they're perfect for each other.
And I don't remember, Rob, they're not necessarily a ring because Meredith doesn't like jewelry.
Yeah, she doesn't wear any kind of jewelry, really.
So just like a wedding band, but no engagement ring or anything, because that's not her thing.
Yeah, she might not even wear a wedding band.
Yeah, no visible jewelry.
This is the Ace and TJ Show.
We got some updates about the coronation that's happening soon. Some drama. I love it. Details now trending coming up next.
Share Funny is now a little extra. The Extra Funny podcast coming up at 9 a.m. live on the Ace and TJ app and anytime wherever you get podcasts. This is the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show. Live each weekday on your radio, anytime you want, wherever you get podcasts. This is the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show.
Hey. All right, we're got some little personal stuff going on behind the scenes here. Our air conditioner is not working again this morning. Still not working. It wasn't working Friday. But it was supposed to have been worked on and not working. So we got a window open right now because it's still a little cool on the outside, but the rest of the building is not here working. We can hear some birds. We got a few little birds in the background.
We might as well just move this part to the parking lot.
Yeah, but we're going to have to shut it in just a few minutes, I think. So once the sun comes out, it's going to be beaming in here, and then people are going to show up. Yeah. Regular people showing up to work. Oh, well. It'll be something to keep an eye on.
It's not the news, it's more important. Now trending with Riggins on the Ace and TJ Show.
We've got some updates about the coronation that happens next month, just in a couple weeks, and it's hysterical. I think it's so funny. But TJ just had a little update during the commercial just now. Did you just find out some news? It is trending right now. I just checked.
Yeah, Lynn from Dancing with the Stars has passed away. He's died at the age of 78.
He's good. He's one of the judges, the older guy. Mm-hmm. He's British, right?
Yeah, Lynn Goodman.
Lynn Goodman.
The kind of gray-haired guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, the older one, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
He was, he was on that show for a long, long time. And I know everybody loved him, and now he is trending right now. People are discussing it.
Did they say what killed him? Any idea?
Yeah, probably. I just didn't go into it. Dies at 78.
Bone cancer.
Bone cancer, yes.
Oh. Yeah. And then hit by a train.
Yeah, and the vaccine. I'm glad I didn't have that vaccine.
No. 78. It's a good life, though.
Just kidding.
So Casey Anthony was spotted at Disney World over the weekend, which is kind of weird. I mean, they make that a story because it's the happiest place in the world. I mean, she's like probably at one time was the most hated person on earth, but she's kind of kept a low profile. And then that documentary, The Truth About Casey or whatever it was called, came out on Peacock last year. That was a big deal. Everybody was watching that. But to show up at Disney World when you don't have a kid and you're known for being accused of murdering your daughter, but then being acquitted, it definitely got people's attention. So people spotted her in the gift shop, were taking pictures of her. And it was on TMZ, and I don't know. It's kind of weird.
It's odd.
But you got to expect that forever.
I would think so.
You're going to have to expect that forever.
Yeah, despite being acquitted, you're probably not loved.
You'll never be loved.
You won't.
And you have to know that anything you do, especially things like that.
Oh, my God, you sound like my dad.
Things that have to do with children, the people just are going to react by taking your picture and thinking, how dare you be here?
Yeah, exactly. And especially that it's at Disney World. People just cannot get on board with. Today is National Bucket List Day. I don't have a bucket list, really. I think that's something that works better on the internet. But do you guys have bucket lists, like things you got to do before you die? Like a thought-out list?
No. I have things that I want to do, but I don't like calling it a bucket list.
No?
No. Because it seems
morbid.
like if you don't achieve it, then you weren't successful. Mm-hmm. So no.
What's something you want to do before you pass?
I want to cuddle with pandas and baby monkeys.
I just realized to add those to my list.
Right?
I think those are great things to have on your bucket list.
I want to meet a giraffe.
You want to meet a giraffe?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like shake its hand?
Yep.
Yeah. It's nice to meet you.
Well, you can get up close to a giraffe at this little zoo place out here in Mooresville, North Carolina, where we live.
And then I can do that, and I'll be like, look, I achieved a life goal.
Mm-hmm.
See?
Check it off.
Yeah.
I always thought it should be called a kick the bucket list.
That's what it's referring to, right? Like before you kick the bucket?
Right. But the way they just say a bucket list, it means you're just putting these things in a bucket.
Yeah. Doesn't make no sense.
No.
Doesn't make no sense. And then the coronation happens next month. And they said Prince Harry, the Sun is reporting this, so I don't know how legit this is, but they said Prince Harry will sit 10 rows back from the other royals at the King Charles III coronation. So that's pretty, 10 rows. That's not like putting them behind your brother or something. 10 rows back, you have to do that on purpose. Like, that's done on purpose.
Why is he even going? Why will he be in attendance?
Well, I think his father probably wants him there. And I think he would look at it as...
Yeah, but if your father wants you there, they don't make you sit 10 rows back.
I agree. Something is up with that. So, I don't know. Maybe, you feel a sense of obligation to your country. He did serve in the military for a long time, and maybe he sees it as still a duty that he has to fulfill. I'm not sure.
Well, I don't understand how, like, say, Charles's stepson, Camilla's son, is already ragging on the food.
Is that right?
Yeah, and the thing's not even for another month, right?
Yeah, it's like early May, I think.
Yeah, and he's already ripping on the food. First, he's a restaurant critic or something. He's something like that. But yeah, and look, hey, it's Great Britain. The food is going to be terrible, no matter what.
Yeah, exactly.
It's going to suck.
And look, man, you slid into this.
Yeah.
You're the step kid. Just low key it.
Yeah.
But he's a restaurant critic or food critic of some sort. But I think that his family, before his mom started having an affair with Charles, I think they were pretty well off. You have to be to even be that close to, a prince and the royal family and all of that. So right? They don't.
I would imagine
until Meghan Markle came along.
Yeah.
I think all the rest of them's families were highfalutin, well-to-do people.
I did just learn Meghan Markle will not be in attendance.
Yeah, no.
Only Prince Harry.
Yeah.
She said, I ain't going.
Yeah.
I think it was Piers Morgan. He pointed out, Americans have provided Meghan Markle and Wallace that led to the abdication of the last, King George, Queen Elizabeth's father, or her uncle. And so, like, the two American women that have formed relationships have caused great drama in the royal family. He's like, keep your women. Well, you don't want them. They were causing all the drama. So, but those are a few things that are now trending.
Again, I have written a note here that I don't have any clue what it means. Am I just completely losing my mind? Well, I don't even want to say.
What?
Oh, wait. You know why? Because that's not today's sheet. Today's sheet is right here. I was looking at Friday's sheet.
You're losing it.
Okay, what happens when you agree to go on a first date with someone and then you find out where the person wants to go and it's a place that you don't like? How do you handle that if you really are interested in this person? We'll find out next.
It's a radio show, it's a podcast, and it's a TV show. Watch the Ace and TJ show anytime. Just search for Ace TJ TV on YouTube. More of the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show is coming up. More show than you can get on the radio. This is Ace TJ 5G.
Let's go boom. How important is it that your business, your office, your medical practice be clean? Extremely. Because that's the first thing people notice. And if they walk in the door and things don't look good and it's not clean, they're going to walk right out the door. That's why the Johnson Group is so important. Since 2004, the Johnson Group has existed, founded by sisters Katie and Emily. All they do is commercial cleaning. That's it. And they're the very best at it. That's why they do Optimus Hall, which is, 270 gazillion square feet. It's huge. The offices of Bank of America Stadium, all of the YMCAs in Charlotte, High Point, Gastonia, they take care of all of those. They are the very best. And one of the things that makes them so good is that there's never any miscommunication as far as what's important to you and how they're going to go about getting it done, because you are always dealing directly with Katie and Emily, the owners of the Johnson Group. acetj.com/clean. This is a decision that will make a huge difference in your business, in your office, and in the way people feel about you. acetj.com/clean for the Johnson Group.
This is frightening. I don't know if this has reached U.S. America or not yet, but in New Zealand, they are seeing a growing trend of, they're calling them barely teenagers, but they're not barely teenagers. The people are saying that they're 8 to 12 years old. And they are taking huffing to another level by getting aerosol cans of deodorant and getting inside of a clothes dryer and huffing in that. Inside the dryer. So that way they're huffing it, and then all of it is staying in that closed space. What is it, Rick?
I mean, kids will find any way to get high. I mean, that's just...
What does the dryer do?
Well, it keeps all of it. Yeah.
You're hotboxing the dryer.
I cannot. When it's like, yo, these kids.
It's wild. It's wild. That's horrible. It's terrible.
So they're showing up at laundromats all over the place in this town.
Making laundromats cool again.
Yeah, what? Have you tried smoking weed?
Right.
I mean,
it's way easier and still good effect.
Yeah. Now,
crazy.
They're not turning on the dryers.
Yeah.
They're not tumbling while they're in there.
Thank God.
But the owner of this laundromat is saying, "Hey, y'all gotta crack down on these kids coming in here, jumping in my dryers, and some of them are getting in the washers too."
Yeah, sure.
And doing it just anywhere where they can enclose themselves.
What do you want to do today? You want to get in a dryer and get high? No, man, that's crazy.
8 to 12-year-olds. They're not even high school kids doing this stupid stuff.
Like 9-year-old kids getting inside dryers and huffing.
Yeah, that's wild. So dumb.
And
That's super dangerous.
Yeah, it is.
And doing it with deodorant.
Yeah, I don't know
what's
what's
the worst.
I've never even heard of that.
I mean,
It's the can, right? The can
the aerosol
deodorant.
can.
no, I think what they're doing is they're taking a roll-on and then they're just sucking up the liquid.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Strong enough for a man, built for a woman.
Right.
Or the solid stick.
Yeah.
The gel. There's.
Oh wait, we are talking about the can, right?
Well, cause I've never heard of deodorant before. There's computer
Yeah, we
cleaner.
know.
There's. Shut up.
Yeah, I would think the deodorant would make it worse because when they usually use the canned air or whatever, at least that doesn't have that smell to it. And all
Yeah.
that. Ugh.
It's ridiculous.
Keep the kids out of the dryers.
Ace TJ 5G. Radio show and podcast from the Calotren Studios. Lose weight the safe and effective way with Calotren. Go to acetj.com/weight loss to get details. Now, Ace and TJ.
So, you had a first date set up with someone, and then you found out what the date was going to be. How did you get out of it if it was something you didn't want to do, or how did you handle it? Because that'd be tough. I mean, you got this time you've been talking, and you're like, okay, we're going to go out on a date, and then what? We're going to do what? This lady said she didn't want her name mentioned. She said, I went on a first date with a guy, and we were going out on the boat with his friends, and he told me to invite one of my friends. We get there, and I realized that one of his friends is my ex-boyfriend that I dated for over a year. I stayed because I really had no other choice. Whoa.
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 You're locked on a boat. Like, just, that sucks.
I don't know, though. I mean, would you have gone, Alexis?
I don't know. Being on a boat and then you are stuck. So.
But when did she notice? Like, did
It sounds like when they got there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So she gets there. Is it before they get on the boat? Is she able to pull the guy aside and go, "Hey, just so you know, this is awkward. That's my ex," and
I'd be like, I can't swim. And
Yeah,
that's
or
my
did
ex.
they go pick up the ex-boyfriend after she was already on the boat? I realize that one of his friends is my ex, so that doesn't really tell us.
because that could factor into what her options were. Because like you were saying, TJ, she might have already been on the boat. The guy shows up last minute, he jumps on or whatever, and she's like, "Oh
I'll
my
jump
God."
off.
But you could say, just go ahead and take me back.
Yeah.
I need to go.
I would love it though. As a guy, like, and it was 2 chick, that would be awesome.
I would even be like, there'll be one of those floaty things. I will make it back.
What do you mean?
Riggins immediately goes to, you're thinking like, these 2 chicks, both of them like me on the boat at the same
Yeah,
time.
I mean, it'd just be a fun, like, it would be fun. I'm like,
I'm
yeah,
going to have a lot of attention. Maybe they're going to fight each other or something.
yeah, I don't know.
But it didn't say that there was another girl on the boat that he was with. It just said that he was on the boat.
Yeah.
So you could assume that he had a date too out there on the boat.
Yeah.
She didn't say that he had a date. I'm wondering if they ended up
Either way,
hanging out together that day, and
Yeah.
you know, but I doubt it. She was on the boat to be with the guy, his friend. So that was the date. So how did the guy that asked her on the date not know that his friend used to date her? If they dated for over a year.
Yeah, that's kind of wild. That never came up. Like, oh, who you bringing? Oh,
And if he did know, and then he didn't tell her.
That's crazy.
Well, it wasn't a first date.
Yeah,
Or
first
was it
date. It was.
So maybe it was one of those like Tinder dates where they haven't. I mean, the guy's not telling his friend every single girl he's messaging on Tinder or doing dates with. So
True.
Yeah. Doing dates.
doing dates.
You're out there doing dates all over the place. You're out there doing too many dates.
He's doing dates.
That's what you get. Doing too many dates. There's also, it's hard to walk away from a boat day.
Yeah.
You know.
Yep.
Especially if you're a city girl and you know you don't have a lake with boats friends nearby. All
They
the
love
time.
boat days.
Yeah. So that would be tough. It would be kind of difficult, awkward to deal with.
Yeah.
But still, I'm sure she got golden brown that day.
Live on your radio and anytime you want us, wherever you get podcasts. This is the Ace and TJ Podcast and Radio Show. A little bit extra. Don't miss the Extra Funny podcast. Live every weekday on the Ace and TJ app or anytime wherever you get podcasts. This is the Ace and TJ Podcast and Radio Show.
All right, we got an update. The lady who sent us the thing saying that she went on a first date with a guy and they were going out on the boat and her ex-boyfriend was there and she had no other choice but to spend the day with him out there. So we had all these questions about did they pick up the guy along the way? Was he already on the boat? I mean, how did that work? How did she have to stay with him that day? She said we picked him up from his mom's house on the lake. I ended up marrying the guy that I went on the date with. He had no idea I had previously dated his friend until that day. And the ex-boyfriend of mine was at our wedding. He and my husband are still great friends.
What?
Mm-hmm.
That's everybody acting like an adult.
Yeah.
I'm telling you,
They're all
man.
adults.
Right. The fact that she didn't freak out because she didn't want to mess up a day out on the boat led to all this happiness, happily ever after stuff.
She got married because of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if she'd thrown a fit, then none of that would have happened. It's true.
Uh-huh.
She chose to act like an adult. That's amazing. Good for all of them.
Unlike this other situation, let's see, I think it was close to Myrtle Beach, where there was a guy who he was arrested because, let's see. Okay, yeah, here it is. He was arrested over the weekend because he and his ex-wife still live together, and he got angry when he heard her upstairs doing things with her new boyfriend. All right, so he tried banging on the walls and stuff to get him. Quote, ruined the mood, end quote, and it worked because he went back to the couch where he was sleeping and was playing mobile games, on his phone and stuff. The ex and her boyfriend told police that they heard the racking sound of a firearm and stopped. That will tend to do it, though.
That'll do it every time.
Knock a hole in your love-making plans. She also said she went downstairs and saw the guy holding the gun, and he threatened her with it. and he was charged with a felony. So they weren't just chilling, you know. He's in there he's trying to play some mobile games, you know, on the couch while his ex-wife that he still lives with is upstairs with her new boyfriend. He didn't want to hear any of that.
Dang Myrtle Beach.
Myrtle Beach, yeah.
I was trying to crush some candy, and I don't want to have to hear that.
So they've split up but live together. So she hooks up right there literally over his head.
Yeah. That's a Myrtle Beach love story if I've ever heard one.
That's right.
Man.
But
now you know that you say you're not supposed to judge, you know, people by, you know, things like that. You know, you got to get to know them. But do we need to know any more about these people than that to form an opinion about what type of people they are?
No.
You know, not the lake story. Obviously, that's a great story, and ended up like we said, happily ever after. But when you got to go, you know, pump your shotgun to get your ex to stop making the piano with her new boyfriend so you can play your video games on your phone in peace while you're trying to catch some couch time.
Where's the fault here, though? Is the fault, one, that they stayed together living in the same house, two, that she brought a guy home to hook up with knowing that her ex was still there, or three, that he got angry at her for hooking up?
All of the above.
Well, and then add another one to it, a guy coming over to do that knowing that her ex-husband still lives there in the house with her.
So who's in the wrong?
All of them. The whole situation is in the wrong.
A whole lot of them.
It's the Ace and TJ Show.
Listen, if you're holding on to those famous coupons, today's the last day to use them. I'll tell you for where. Coming up in Now Trend.
Don't miss the Extra Funny podcast coming up at 9 Eastern, live on the Ace and TJ app, or download anytime wherever you get podcasts. More Ace and TJ coming up. More show than you can get on the radio. This is Ace TJ 5G.
Ace TJ 5G and the Ace and TJ app is sponsored by Papa John's. If you follow us on Twitter, you saw our little interaction with Papa John's over the weekend. We had a fun little conversation going.
I thought that was crazy.
Yeah, it was cool. They were asking him, what do you think the favorite topping of Papa John's pizza is? I said, it's got to be. What do you think it is? They told us. What would you say is the most popular topping of Papa John's pizza?
I know because I saw it.
Pepperoni.
Yeah,
I would guess pepperoni.
It is pepperoni.
And they said they would respond to everybody that got it right or something like that. And they immediately responded to Riggins on Twitter. I was like,
yeah, it's fun.
It's at the Ace TJ Show if you want to follow on Twitter.
I think, it's the pepperoni, the pizza emoji's got pepperoni on it. I thought, well, it's got to be pepperoni then. That's not my favorite. I'd still go Italian sausage, banana peppers. That is the premier combination of pizza toppings to me. But anyway, you can order online, papajohns.com. Sorry.
This is kind of fun. Looking back 3 years, somebody asked Reddit, what's the weirdest thing you remember about the start of the pandemic? Which, especially in my world, is a totally different lifetime. Yeah. My world has changed so much since the pandemic started in March of 2020. Things like hoarding toilet paper and empty store shelves in general. The sourdough starter trend, where everybody was baking bread because you had all that time at home. How suddenly overnight it seemed like everybody had seen Tiger King.
They did, basically.
Mm-hmm. I mean, the timing could not have been more perfect for Tiger King when that came out. That weird Imagine video with Gal Gadot and all the celebrities. Remember that? I'd forgotten all about that, but it's so stupid. Zoom parties for birthdays and graduations that seem to be nonstop. When restaurants started selling groceries.
I don't remember that.
I didn't have that in my area. But I do remember things like the bartenders became, at one place, we lived uptown at the time, but at the Dilworth Grill, they would do delivery, and the bartenders were doing the delivery because they were closed, just they were trying to keep everybody paid and on staff and all that kind of stuff. Learning to recognize people when you can only see the top of their face.
Mm-hmm. God, this is just giving me complete and total butterflies.
Yeah.
With anger.
I like this one, though. Somebody said how every ad uses the same formula, some somber piano music, shots of workers, and lines like, "We're together even when we're apart."
We're all in this together.
It's so weird, though. Thinking about how it just seems like a totally another world 3 years ago.
Ace TJ 5G. J5G, Ace, TJ, Riggins, Alexis, Tech D-Rob. Live from the Calatrend Studios, this is the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show.
Sorry, I'm learning how to make a new pina colada. Because I'm about to make me one before we go any farther.
During Now Trending, you're just going to whip up a little pina colada?
Well, it is a morning drink. It's got juice in it, so might as well.
Yeah, sure.
A little bit of pineapple.
And some cream, which would, it's milk, basically.
Cream, yeah.
So,
pina
y'all go ahead and do y'all thing.
You're going to take a health break over there with a pina colada?
Yeah, I need the juice.
It's not the news, it's more important. Now Trending with Riggins on the Ace and TJ show.
So over the weekend, a lot of people were making a big deal over these new Bud Light billboards that just said LOL crybabies, reacting to the drama surrounding Bud Light and their partnership with Dylan Mulvaney, who's the transgender influencer. But they found out pretty quickly that those were just Photoshopped. Bud Light did not put it out. Any billboard. That would have been a funny response, though, if Bud Light was trying to salvage anything.
I saw those on Twitter, and people were posting, "This can't be real. Is this real?"
Yeah.
And it turns out, no, they weren't.
No, it wasn't.
You had to know, looking at them, though, that is not real.
Yeah.
But that woman, head of marketing, that is the one that did the whole deal with Dylan Mulvaney, and then that interview with her surfaced after that, saying that Bud Light had turned into nothing but just like a fratty type of customer, and all that kind of stuff. She's taking a leave of absence.
Saw that. Yikes. And then all these pictures surfaced of her at frat parties.
Yeah, in college, they were
being
so
all
funny.
fratty.
Yeah. It was so funny.
She looked super fratty.
Yeah, she did. Yeah, that's just a wild story. And I know people are sharing statistics like Bud Light sales have fallen 68% since this time. I don't know how they know that. I don't know that any of that is true, but it will be interesting when they post their earnings call, which I'm sure they do, quarterly,
Well,
to find out if this did have an effect.
But they did have that statistic, right away that said they had lost almost $5 billion in value because of the stocks.
Because of stocks and stuff, Yeah, it'll be interesting. But that was a wild story from over the weekend. Alec Baldwin is back on the set of Rust. That is the movie that he was filming before he killed the young woman on set. The charges were just dismissed against him. They are going to charge the armorer that was on set that provided Alec Baldwin with the gun that ended up killing the woman.
Was it Thursday that his wife posted that odd picture of her curled up in his lap, sitting in the kitchen of their house or something?
I don't know.
Man, I didn't see it until Friday, but it just reeks of, I don't know. The caption said something like, "So thankful" or whatever, and she's curled up in his lap, and he's cradling her. He's sitting in a chair, and he's cradling her in his arms, and he's got his head down. So I guess one of their kids took the picture and posted it. It's like, are we going? Is it over the top a little bit? I don't know. It just
Not
seems
good
like
timing?
Yeah, it just seems like it's.
Well, they're both weird.
Yeah, I don't know.
In my opinion, they're weird.
But here's what I don't like.
Peculiar people.
Here's what I don't like, though. Now, everything he does, obviously, is being torn apart and dissected. And there was a picture of him on the set of Rust holding the barrel end of a shotgun rifle, something, and he's handing it to someone. And they're like, Alec Baldwin, mishandling a firearm again. Like, you don't know anything about what he's doing. Plus, he's handing the gun to someone. Nobody's like, calm
Just
down.
reaching.
Not everybody needs to have an opinion.
But that is a dumb way to be handing somebody a long gun.
Yeah, it is a dumb way to do it, but it's just
throw it.
Just throw it.
Here,
Here, catch.
catch.
it's a gun.
Here, real quick, catch.
Thank you. So that's wild. And today is the last day that you can use those Bed Bath & Beyond 25% coupons. You know, everybody's seen those come in the mail. They're those huge blue coupons that everybody always uses, because on Sunday, Bed Bath & Beyond filed for bankruptcy, and they've even updated their website, and with this big bold message that says, "Thank you for your years of loyalty." You know, you can still shop on the website, but they are going to liquidate. So they are running out, which is kind of sad. I mean, I don't know. I have no affinity for Bed Bath & Beyond, but to see this huge chain file for bankruptcy and go out of business, I don't know. It doesn't feel good for some reason. But today, last day to use those coupons if you'd like. What are we going to talk about here? Oh, you know, Alexis loves saying, you'd be my favorite person in the world if blank. Well, how would somebody become your most favorite person ever? Simple question coming up next.
Missed part of the show? Just download it. Get the Ace and TJ podcast on any platform. More of the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show is coming up.
Great job with his dog, Toby.
Yeah, they really are awesome. The attention to detail is crazy.
Yeah, and you got to meet them before they
Yeah, the
even
person
came.
comes and you get to meet them before, and you kind of show them, hey, he'll probably either be here or here, so you know what to look for. And then the person, she loved on Toby and was close to him, so when she got there, he already knew who she was, and he went right with her, and it was super easy, and they were great. And you can do so many different things with them. It's crazy all the different services that they offer, but I couldn't say enough nice things about Fetch Pet Care. They were fantastic to walk your pet. Or we just have them come and do 2 walks, one at night and one the next morning. But they'll even spend the night at your place if you need stuff like that. They're great. They really are great.
They even give your pets medicine if you need it.
Yeah.
But you can learn more about everything that they have to offer at acetj.com/fetch, or you can give them a call, 704-493-1959.
I had the best morning with Riley yesterday. It was 60 degrees and sunny yesterday morning. It was perfect. So I put my shoes on, started walking the dog, and I realized, why are all these cars driving around? There was a neighborhood yard sale, so everybody was doing yard sales. I thought, what a great day. It's like a beautiful day to be outside, a lot of activity. And then as we're making our way back home, there's like 6 young people in the driveway, maybe my age, maybe a little older. And one of the girls goes, "Oh my God, I love your dog." So I crossed the street to go over and let her pet him. And the guys are drinking. It's 9:45. The guys are drinking beers. I'm like, "Oh, are we drinking already?" They go, "Yeah, you want a beer?" I said, hell yeah, I do. I had a beer at 9:45 yesterday morning.
And new friends.
Made new friends, yeah. So I don't know.
That's
we're gonna be
lit.
friends, but
It's a great Sunday.
yeah, it was great.
So did you get information, like exchange information? You know, to hang?
No.
No.
Yeah, I mean, I'll see them around. They're cool. They're cool.
Right.
Like, can I get your number? No, I'm going to do that. But yeah, I haven't drank a beer that early since college, I don't think. Before 10 a.m., that seemed pretty aggressive.
It's party time.
Even when on
On
vacation?
Sundays, it's okay, though.
Yeah.
And they were having a yard sale, you said?
Yeah. The whole neighborhood was
Yeah.
kind of involved, so everybody was kind of just hanging out on their driveways. Well, this is great.
Yeah, that's the way to get the guys really enthused about it.
You can drink.
Yeah, let them be out there drinking all day.
Yeah, they didn't seem to be doing a lot of work, and the girls were setting stuff up.
Yeah.
They were, and I wasn't angling to get a free beer, but I was like, "Oh, are we drinking?" They, "Yeah, you want a beer?" And they had a cooler out there, and so I had a beer. Wasn't a great beer, but
When you went home,
IPA.
did you start drinking once you went back home? Did you
no,
keep drinking? No,
thank
you-
God.
no.
I could have. I could have easily kept drinking, 100%.
Just you and us. This is Ace TJ 5G. Miss any part of today's show? Don't. Just download it wherever you get podcasts. This is the Ace and TJ radio show and podcast.
All right, if this is it, the time you've decided you're going to lose weight, you know that you're going to be out in the in a swimsuit, or at least in swimsuit type clothing, depending on how confident you are, then you need Calitrin in your life. Calitrin is scientifically proven to help you lose weight. And if you go to their website, you can see some of the success stories that they have. Now, it's not a drug. It's not anything that is going to speed up your metabolism and have your heart racing and that uncomfortable feeling and all. And you say, well, then how is it going to help me lose weight if it's not doing all of that stuff? It helps you the healthy way by providing you the top quality collagen that promotes fat loss and lean muscle. Hey, here's someone, Katina. I've lost 40 pounds in 7 months. Still working toward my goal, but feeling great. So the whole thing about Calitrin is the consistency of it. You got to be consistent, and you're going to lose weight the healthy way. Not going to lose, 45 pounds in 6 days. It's not like that. It's a good way to lose weight. And if you buy a 3 month supply right now, you get 2 months free and $21 off. That's a great deal. 3 month supply, 2 months free and $21 off at acetj.com/weight loss. Order Calitrin today.
I feel bad for this woman. She's dating a guy. She said, I'm thinking about breaking up with my boyfriend. He's 27 years old, because he said he'd always love his first child more than any other children that'll follow. Now, he's got a kid from a previous relationship. And she said now she's thinking of breaking up with him, because she said, what if we decide to have kids? Is he still going to feel that way after we have kids? He's still going to love his kid with this other woman more than he loves our kids together.
So he only has one as of right now?
Yeah, one
Okay.
from a previous relationship. And she said, I tend to hyper focus on hurt feelings, so I don't want to make a rash decision out of nowhere. But what am I supposed to do with that information? And I kind of get it. And it's a weird thing for him to say to her, especially if he's trying to push, move forward with her in a serious way, don't you think?
Yeah.
I think it's an odd thing to say, although I kind of get the sentiment. The firstborn, I know in my family, my oldest brother is the favorite child, despite him being such an enormous enormous jerk.
Enormous what?
Yeah, I mean, he's just the worst. But
that's almost like an immature statement on his part. Kind of like a dad who says, I don't want any girls. All I want's boys. I don't know how to handle girls. I don't want any girls. It better not be a girl. I mean, that's just an immature way of looking at it.
Yeah.
Cause once that baby girl hits the world, man, and she grabs hold of her daddy's finger the first time, his heart melts, man. And ain't nothing like the love of a baby girl for her daddy. He sees right then he was wrong and stupid for saying that.
Yeah, and he can say it all he wants, but until he's in that situation, he can't really tell.
Yeah,
you can think that, but once you have that second child, you'll be like, oh, you absolutely love that kid as much as the first.
Of course. And what's the point of telling her that? I mean, that's not helping your relationship with her at all. I mean, even if you felt that way, it's like, keep it to yourself. But, it made me think, like, that's your favorite person is your firstborn. So finish this sentence. You can become my favorite person by blank. What little thing or what major thing could make somebody become your favorite person? What is it? What does it look like? Is it, bringing random gifts? Is it
Feed me.
Alexis is big on the food thing. If you brought her snacks every day, she would love you till the end of time.
Yep.
And you could say the most horribly offensive things to her, and it would be gone. Lost
Totally
in the
good.
wind.
Still love you.
Until the day you forgot to bring the snacks.
That's
Then-
it right there.
Then she'd turn on you like a buzzsaw.
Well, I'm not
Maybe.
perfect.
We'll do that one tomorrow. Like, that's a good follow-up question. So finish this sentence. You can become my favorite person by blank. At the Ace TJ Show, we'll get your answers next.
From the Calitrin Studios, this is the Ace and TJ Show. Find out more about Calitrin at acetj.com/weight loss. Just you and us. This is Ace TJ 5G.
If you're looking for something to do, and it doesn't matter whether it's with your family, with your kids, with your significant other, with your friends, whether it's looking for something fun, like an experience, whether you want to do some great shopping, whether you want to hang out and have a couple of drinks, or something romantic. It doesn't matter. All those things can be found in one place, Gaston County. So many different things that you can do in Gaston County as part of acetj.com/Gaston. There's the Ridgeline Craft Beverage Trail, which has so many different places on it, so many different moods, so many different things. If you want to go hang with friends, you want to do something romantic, it's distilleries, it's vineyard, it's breweries, it's all kinds of stuff. acetj.com/Gaston. There are a ton of different things you can be doing right now in Gaston County.
So, Alexis, it's a hypothetical, so don't get all upset.
Okay.
I was just thinking, because I saw a story of a woman who has something in her life, and she's always apprehensive when she meets new guys to tell them about it. She's a young woman in her 30s. And I thought, well, maybe this would apply to Alexis. The thing that she's always apprehensive about when she meets a new guy is letting him know that she has full dentures. She had an accident when she was in her 20s and lost all of her teeth and now has to wear a full set of dentures. So she's in her early 30s. She's on the dating scene, and she worries about how far into the relationship she goes before she tells the guy that she has full dentures. Is it too far into your relationship now with Jay for him to be able to come in now and say, by the way, I'm sorry, I didn't tell you sooner, but I've got full dentures?
Yes.
When would you want to know that?
The first time that we stay at each other's place.
Oh, really? Not before that?
I don't think that there has to be a need to talk about it before that.
Okay.
Would that be an end of the relationship?
No.
Okay.
It
I
would
hope
be.
not.
You'd be upset now, though. Why didn't you tell me before? You couldn't trust me. Would you rather find out that he has full dentures and didn't tell you about it, or a glass eye and didn't tell you?
I think full dentures.
Yeah.
Because I'm traumatized. My grandma has dentures, and she takes them out at night, and that scared me. So I need to be prepared for that. I hated that, seeing my grandma do that growing up.
Riggins, what would you do if you're going out with a girl? You've been out on like 3 dates with a woman, and she's your age, and she says, "Look, I need to tell you before this goes any further. I have full dentures." Would it bother you at all?
Yes.
It would?
Of course. What are you, crazy? I mean, I don't know that it's gonna make me stop dating her, but yeah, I want to know that pretty early on, I think. That's crazy.
Would you want to know before the first date?
No.
Or like right when you first start talking to each other online
You're
or
not
something?
going to bring that up and say it unless,
It's hard. It's a difficult situation.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean that the person's not attractive or anything.
Yeah.
But it's just something personal that people might want to know.
Yeah.
Would it bother you, Ace?
No. Would it change your perspective on it? On dating them?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think it would for me.
But I would
don't
want
think
to
it would bother me.
know. Yeah.
But yeah,
It's not something like,
give me a little heads up on that,
It's crazy.
Would you tell anybody else? Hey, my girlfriend's got dentures.
I would tell everybody. That's like the greatest story ever.
What if she said, please don't tell anybody? It's, I don't like everybody to
I would
know.
say, okay, I won't tell anybody, but I would still tell everybody.
I knew that's what you were going to say.
Just you and us. This is Ace TJ 5G. Available when you want it, how you want it. This is the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show.
Heavens, make sure you subscribe to YouTube. Ooh. Heavens.
Heavens.
Wow, that was weird.
Ace TJ TV. Subscribe, because there's great new content up there all the time. Like, there's a new episode of Fend for Yourselves, which went up over the weekend. TJ shows you how to make a spicy shrimp dip, which looks fantastic.
It does look fantastic, doesn't it?
It looks really good.
Oh.
Alexis is just angling. Like, I wouldn't know, because we didn't get to taste it.
It looks great. It looks amazing. It's
Shrimp
almost like you
doesn't
can
travel
almost
well.
taste-
It doesn't.
Yes, it does for like 15 minutes.
Well,
You only live 15
yeah.
minutes away
From what?
from your house.
Not on Monday afternoons when I'm videoing that. It's me.
She'd love to be there for it as well.
Oh,
Exactly.
No, I got a homeowners association.
The point is that you can go watch TJ make this on our YouTube channel. So go subscribe. We got new content up there all the time. Plus the extra funny podcast. The entire show goes up. So Ace TJ TV on YouTube. We're putting on a lot of subscribers. So get in there on the ground floor if you could. What makes somebody become your favorite person ever? You can become my favorite person by blank. Maybe if it's somebody that just compliments your outfit every day, or they agree to cover your shift every time you want a day off. To me, when I was working in retail, that would have made you my favorite person ever.
You
Without
always had that
question.
person that would cover your shift.
Yeah, they're looking to pick up some hours. Boom. So what is it for you? At the Ace TJ Show, we'd love to hear what you got. Hannah said, the magic words for me to become my favorite person ever. Want me to drive?
Oh, that's the best.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
She said, yes, please. I hate driving. That's a good one. And old Donna's, well, I shouldn't say old Donna, but that's just how I read that.
Old Donna.
Old Donna.
What old Donna say?
No, regular Donna. Not old. I don't know that she's old, but that's just how I read it. And when I see that name,
She doesn't look old.
no, she does. I'm sure she's young and spry. But she said, rubbing my back and foot massage anytime I want one makes you my favorite person ever. And maybe she is old Donna. I don't know.
You know, rubbing my hair has showed up like 3 times in there.
I know.
From women that love to have their hair rubbed.
Girls love that. I don't mind doing it, but I don't know. It's kind of weird. I'm not into playing with hair.
It's the
They like
best.
to be petted.
I do. I love being petted.
She can even
Yeah, rub me.
You'd be scratched behind your ears too.
Everything.
Yeah.
I wonder, See, if I did it now, I'd get canceled or something. It's like a white guy touching like a person of color's hair. You can't do that.
I'd be fine with it.
You would? You would? As soon as I do it, you'd be like, racist. Just
Racist?
kidding.
You just got to get permission first. That's all.
Look, white people can't. Other people can touch person of color's hair.
I think so. Yeah.
That's racist itself, right there.
Yeah,
That's
I
the
don't know.
racist part.
You don't let white people touch our hair.
It's like a big.
That's an anti-white racism thing.
Well, because the way y'all's hands are set up. you know?
What?
Oh, that makes it better.
Makes total sense.
Because they're set up.
The way your hands are set up.
Get those racist hands away from me.
No, I don't want to touch your racist head anyway. That's what we should
It's
say,
only my
Riggins.
hair.
We don't want to be touching a racist's head anyway.
I wouldn't mind it. There's so many of these. They're all fun though. However, there's a new job opening at a zoo, which if I was 12 years old, that would have been my dream. And I'm not 12 anymore. I'm sure the pay is not great, but there's somebody perfect for this new job. I'm going to share this job opening with you coming up next.
From the Calitrin Studios, this is the Ace and TJ Show. Find out more about Calitrin at acetj.com/weight loss. Just you and us. This is Ace TJ 5G.
So, don't miss the TJ and Jody's House podcast today. It goes on live at 11 Eastern on our YouTubes, and then after that, you can find it and download it as a podcast or on YouTube whenever. Wherever. It's sponsored by Sweet Dreams Mattress and Furniture. Go to acetj.com/mattress.
They do sponsor the TJ and Jody's house. I saw a crazy video. If anybody watched Small Town Adventures over the weekend, it was a good one. TJ and Jody went to Mount Holly, North Carolina, which is in Gaston County, and it was a fun one to watch. If you've never watched or followed along on social media, they go to small towns around the country and do what the locals do. They go to the local bars and the local restaurants, and TJ kind of documents it all for social media, and it's really fun. But at the end of the night, Jody showed off her dancing skills. She's a good little dancer.
There was some sweet
She
skills
got
she was
some
throwing
swag.
out.
It wasn't. She did the right thing. She didn't go crazy and try to do too much. She kind of knows her lane. She's a good dancer. She just kind of moves with the music. She's not bad at all.
And she said, people need to know, too. I mean, I wasn't even tipsy. That's just the way I do. I do that when I'm cleaning the house.
I
just
know.
don't-
People assume she's drunk. Oh,
Yeah.
she must be drunk. I didn't pick up on that at all. Alexis, who do you think is the worst to best dancer among the guys on the show?
I think Rob is the worst dancer. Sorry, no offense.
No, that's what I would have said as well.
Yeah. Then I would say Ace.
Really?
Yeah. Then you, then TJ.
You think TJ's a really good
I think
dancer?
TJ might have some skills. Yeah, I have a feeling.
Actually, Riggins does. Riggins is a good dancer.
I'm all right.
I have never seen any of y'all's dancing skills.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to ask, because I know
Yeah.
you've probably never seen any of his
No.
dance, so it'd just be on what you assume, and that's perfect.
And I think Ace probably is a better dancer than
He just seems very tall, so I don't know.
Well, he is very tall.
Is he?
It's funny.
Yeah,
He
he
is tall.
seems that way because he is.
Nailed it.
You got him pegged.
Ace does a
Because
lot
I've
with
seen
the
some
arms.
of his
Yeah.
dance moves that he doesn't hear, and sometimes I'm like, oh, good.
Yeah.
What is that?
What's the move,
He's
Ace?
Oh, that's the Cabbage Patch, but that's too old. You don't do that for real. The Cabbage Patch is the standard
He
white
raises
person
the roof
dance
all
from a
the
whole
time.
generation. I've never raised the damn roof. I have never. I want that known.
Have I raised
may not be a great dancer, but I want it known. I have never in my life raised the roof,
raises
ever.
roofs
Not once.
all
Not
day,
here, not
everywhere.
anywhere. I am anti that. I do not want that stigma of raising the roof.
Nothing wrong with raising the roof every once in a while.
There is, or yes, there is. That's not cool.
Raise the roof.
Ace TJ 5G. It's more than regular funny. It's extra funny. The Extra Funny podcast is live every weekday at 9 a.m. Eastern on the Ace and TJ app and available anytime where you get podcasts. Now, more Ace and TJ podcast and radio show.
Subscribe to Ace and TJ Prime. It's our new subscription service. It's completely free. And you get exclusive invitations to our upcoming live events. You get exclusive content from the Ace and TJ show, all kinds of stuff. And then we also have a paid tier. It's called Ace and TJ Prime Plus for even more exclusive stuff. Plus discounts on our upcoming merchandise that will be dropping soon. Keep your eyes peeled. acetj.com/prime. Get signed up. Now, this would have been the perfect job for me if I was 12 years old. I dreamed about working in a zoo because I saw the fun parts, like where you get to cuddle with the koalas and, you know, do all the fun stuff, not cleaning up elephant turds and stuff. That part.
You totally overlooked the rough part of it, huh?
Yeah, I just saw the fun parts about working in a zoo, but this seems pretty fun. There's a zoo called the Blackpool Zoo in the UK, and they've got a very unique problem. At all of their dining areas, they're dealing with seagulls. It's a zoo that's near the water. So people are trying to enjoy some mozzarella sticks, or a slice of pizza, cheeseburger, and they're inundated with seagulls, just lurking around, doing what seagulls do, being obnoxious.
Flying rats.
Flying rats. TJ, I know, hates seagulls.
Hate them. Hate them, hate them.
So this zoo is looking for a seagull deterrent. It's not going to pay you a lot, but you get free admission to the park. You get to hang out all day, specifically around these dining areas where they have, paying customers. Here's the catch, though. You got to dress up, and the costume is an enormous seagull. You're going to look like a doofus. I've never seen a costume like this. It basically looks like a huge eagle. It doesn't look like a seagull at all. And I'm not sure that this is going to deter a lot of seagulls, but you're basically supposed to run around these dining areas looking like an absolute maniac.
Because it keeps the seagulls from coming around because of this other giant seagull that will attack them, right?
Does that work?
I don't know.
So you get into the park
Maybe.
for free, but you have to stay in the dining area.
And you got to stay in the
you gotta
dining
be
area and
dressed
in a
up.
costume.
Thanks for the free admission to the restaurant.
Right.
Right. I don't know. Now, again, if I was 12, super sick. But I want you to see.
Oh,
these
I'm sure if you were 12, just dressing up like a seagull
That's
being up.
definitely not a seagull. That's an eagle.
That looks like an eagle.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's an eagle.
What? A
And you look
seagull-
like a doofus. I mean, it's
That's
the
a
worst.
terrible eagle costume.
Yeah, but if I'm a seagull, I'm going to be more afraid of a giant eagle than I would be a giant seagull.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, maybe. Or like a whale or something. Here, I'm going to show the camera here.
That's too funny.
So low pay, but the benefits and perks are there.
No pay.
I mean, it's low. It's low. They're
Does
not
it even say they're giving you a meal? Like you could eat all the mozzarella sticks you want?
No, I don't believe so. And you still have to come up with a resume. And I'm like, come on, a resume
To wear a costume.
to scare seagulls
It should be
away?
a simple like, have you ever been in prison for doing anything to kids?
Yeah, right. It's
Nope.
bare minimum.
You're hired then. All
Come
good.
on. At the Blackpool Zoo. But they're taking applications and resumes right now. They do want a cover letter.
What year is
Just a
it?
heads up.
They want a cover letter.
Yeah.
Get Ace and TJ anytime, anywhere, at your convenience with the Ace and TJ Show podcast. Available wherever you get podcasts. More Ace and TJ is next.